Welcome to the Dragon's Den. My name is Leo Drake, and thank you for spending part of your day with me. Please consider subscribing as it is free, and if you don't, my spidey sense will start tingling. If you enjoy the video, click the like button and ring the notification bell to be notified when I post a new video. In this video, we are reviewing Sony's Amazing Spider-Man. I will be discussing the movies during this video, so consider this your one and only spoiler warning. There are 2 movies in this list, so let's get to it.
The Amazing Spider-Man!
The Amazing Spider-Man from 2012 is directed by Mark Webb for Sony Pictures. In this version of Spider-Man, Peter's father is a scientist and is forced to go on the run with his mother when their house is broken into. They leave young Peter with his Aunt May and Uncle Ben before disappearing. When Peter grows up, he is played by Andrew Garfield, a smart misfit who likes skating and photography. He is bullied by Flash Thompson and tries to catch the attention of Gwen Stacy, played by Emma Stone. When Uncle Ben discovers a leak in the basement, Peter unearths his father's briefcase and it reveals he worked at Oscorp. There is also a newspaper cutting showing that Richard Parker was working with Curt Connors on cross-species genetics. With his parents dying in a plane crash, Peter's only hope of learning why they left him behind is bluffing his way into Oscorp on an internship course. Curt Connors still works at Oscorp and Gwen Stacy just so happens to be his assistant. Curt Connors lost his arm. He is an expert on reptiles and believes cross-species genetics could be used to regrow the arm. The problem is he cannot work out the decay rate algorithm that Richard Parker was working on before his sudden disappearance. Peter sneaks into a lab and is bitten by a spider. After being kicked out of Oscorp, Peter falls asleep on the subway before getting into an altercation where strange powers begin to manifest. At home, Peter finds his hands and feet sticking to surfaces. He is ultra-sensitive and much stronger. Peter visits Curt Connors at home and gives him his father's algorithm. Peter humiliates Flash at school, forcing Uncle Ben to change shifts to bail him out of trouble.
Who are you? Spider-Man.
Peter begins to test his new powers. He is invited to the Oscorp lab by Curt Connors, who shows him the Ganali device. The algorithm allows Connors to progress his work, though it is not fast enough for the Oscorp hierarchy. Norman Osborn is dying and needs a cure. Peter has an argument with Uncle Ben and Aunt May. He leaves the house and observes a robbery, but chooses not to get involved. The robber comes across Uncle Ben and shoots him during a struggle. Spider-Man goes looking for the robber. He realises that showing his face is dangerous and makes a mask along with webbing to help him get around New York. Peter listens to a police scanner which alerts him to potential sightings of the robber, although the police believe Spider-Man is the real threat. Gwen's father is a captain in the NYPD and wants Spider-Man arrested. Peter goes to dinner with the Stacys before arguing with the captain about the vigilante.
I'm in trouble.
Curt Connors' project is shut down, so he injects himself with the untested serum, which initially regrows his arm before turning him into a raging lizard monster. There is an incident on the bridge where Spider-Man stops the lizard from harming people. Peter runs into Connors at the lab and realises what has happened. Peter warns Captain Stacy that Curt Connors is the lizard, but he does not believe his daughter's boss is a monster. Connors disappears underground to plan his next move. Spider-Man follows smaller lizards heading into the sewer and casts a wide net to catch his prey. Peter places a camera to catch sight of the lizard, and after the 2 battle, Kurt Connors gets hold of the camera, which belongs to Peter Parker. Peter feels responsible for the lizard because he gave Kurt Connors his father's algorithm. The lizard attacks Midtown School looking for Peter.
Uh-oh. Somebody's been a bad lizard.
This film has my favourite Stan Lee cameo as Spider-Man fights the lizard through the school. Kurt Connors plans to use the Ganali machine to disperse a neurotoxin across the city, turning everyone into lizards like him. Peter finds Connors' underground lab and races to stop him, but is delayed by the police. Gwen is working at Oscorp and prepares an antidote to the toxin. Captain Stacy unmasks Spider-Man. Peter warns him Gwen is in danger and he lets him go. Spider-Man is shot by the police, but helped by the city's inhabitants to reach Oscorp in time to fight the lizard.
Poor Peter Parker.
Kurt Connors activates the Ganali device and fights Spider-Man. Captain Stacy arrives to help Spider-Man. Peter manages to swap the antidote just in time, but Captain Stacy is wounded by the lizard. Captain Stacy forces Peter to promise he will leave Gwen alone so she is not put in harm's way. Kurt Connors is arrested, but Captain Stacy dies.
You made you promise, didn't he? Stay away from me. So I'd be safe.
The film ends slightly ambiguously, with Peter suggesting he might break his promise and keep seeing Gwen. There is also a strange end credits scene with the gentleman visiting Kurt Connors in prison and hinting there are still further secrets about Peter's parents. This is a fun Spider-Man film. I like the suit, and the real hero is the cute, awkward chemistry between Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone, who were dating at the time. Kurt Connors as the lizard is a solid opening villain for Spider-Man to face amid many familiar foes. I do think Captain Stacy's death supplants Uncle Ben's and muddies the message a little, but with the strong link between the two leads and promises of further reveals to come, I give The Amazing Spider-Man 3.5 out of 5 stars.
They should call you the Amazing Spider-Man.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is from 2014. We witness Peter's parents die in a plane crash after uploading a secret file. Peter is late for graduation because he is taking care of a truck hijacking. He saves Max Dillon, an Oscorp employee played by Jamie Foxx, from being collateral damage. Peter and Gwen break up. Max Dillon becomes Spider-Man's #1 fan. He works on the power grid. Norman Osborn is being kept alive by machines. Harry Osborn goes to see his dying father and is given the key to the kingdom. Max is forced to stay late on his birthday to solve a problem with the grid. He is electrocuted and falls into a tank full of electric eels. Harry becomes head of Oscorp after his father dies. He promotes Felicia and is visited by Peter, who offers his condolences. The film tries to make out that Peter and Harry are best friends who have not seen each other in 8 years, and I'm just not buying it. Peter mentions he is involved in a complicated relationship with Gwen, and Max wakes up. Gwen tells Peter she might be moving to England on a scholarship. Max goes to Times Square where he drains the power. He is surrounded by police and does not understand his powers yet. Spider-Man tries to talk with Max. When the conversation gets heated, Electro is overcharged and begins releasing electrical energy towards the crowd of people. Spider-Man manages to cool him down with a fire hose, and Electro now hates Spider-Man. Peter investigates his parents' death. Harry has inherited the Osborn curse and wants Peter to help him obtain Spider-Man's blood, which he believes will cure him. Harry arranges to run into Gwen. Aunt May tells Peter that after his parents died, the FBI showed up and told them they had run away for the money and they didn't know what to believe. Spider-Man refuses to give Harry his blood as it is too dangerous. Peter is pulled in different directions and spirals until he discovers some old coins in his father's briefcase, which lead him to an abandoned subway where his father had a secret lab. Peter watches a video left by his father explaining they left to keep his research out of Osborn's hands and to protect their only son Peter. Felicia tells Harry that before the Spider Project was destroyed, a sample was taken. Harry accesses secure files and witnesses Electro's incarceration. When Harry is forcibly removed from his position, he sneaks into the facility and frees Electro.
Then let's go catch a spider.
Electro and Harry break into Oscorp, where Harry gains access to special projects and injects himself with the spider venom. Electro gains control of the power grid. Gwen is leaving for England before Peter tells her he loves her. Their moment is spoiled by a citywide blackout, causing panic and confusion. Gwen wants to help Peter save the city, but he tells her it is too dangerous. Spider-Man fights Electro, who has grown more powerful.
You ready to give up?
Gwen arrives to reset the system, and together they defeat Electro. Harry Osborn arrives on his Green Goblin glider and takes Gwen after realising Spider-Man and Peter are the same person and have the same weakness. Spider-Man pursues Harry, who drops Gwen. She is caught by Spider-Man's webbing. As the conflict intensifies, the Goblin glider severs the webbing and Gwen drops down the shaft. Spider-Man tries to rescue her, but this time his webbing is too late and Gwen hits her head on the ground, just like in the comic books. This moment is well done, but I'll have more to say about it in a moment. We rush through 5 months of Peter mourning Gwen's death and Spider-Man's subsequent disappearance, before he returns to defeat Rhino, who has been armed by Harry and the Gentleman. I don't really understand why the Gentleman only appears in the end credits of these films. As a movie, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is not bad. It certainly is not as bad as Spider-Man 3. Unfortunately, though, it comes to the same conclusion. It is a franchise killer. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 brings almost everything to a conclusion and really offers nothing for future projects. Peter's parents are dead. Uncle Ben is dead. Captain Stacy is dead. Gwen Stacy is dead. Norman Osborn is dead. Electro is dead. And this franchise, as you probably guessed, is dead.
I'm gonna throw you out the window now.
I give The Amazing Spider-Man 2 3 out of 5 stars. Marvel has killed off about 3 characters in the last 15 years, and they're bringing those back. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you would like me to review further movies in the Sony Spider-Verse down in the comments below. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, give it a like and share it. I'm looking to post a new video every Monday, so be sure to come back for that and click the link on screen to watch another of my videos. Until next time, hoorah!